Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Benjamin, and for those of you who know me, I'm the Buffett investor. And so in today's episode, I'm actually going to discuss this question on, people normally ask me, Ben, should I, adopt a income or dividends investing strategy, or should I actually adopt a value investing strategy? Because, these are some of the strategies that has been discussed by Warren Buffett himself, right? And so I thought, hey, actually this is a very good opportunity for me to just share my thoughts on, on these two different kinds of strategies. What are some of the pros and cons that you should take note of, and how you can actually decide and adapt according to your retirement needs, and of course your risk appetite, your time horizon, and things like that, right? So first, I think let's define, just to explain a bit, what is the difference between, in terms of income, dividends investing, and also value investing. So of course, for, value investing, for most of you, you know this, that this is actually one of the hallmark strategy by Warren Buffett. And it's basically we're trying to purchase very good businesses or good stocks, companies, at a fair or reasonable price value. So that's why we're trying to, to define whether the companies also has very strong, earnings power or revenue growth and things like that, right? And basically, we're actually tapping a lot on terms of the capital appreciation of these companies when we are using value investing. On the other hand, when we are looking at dividends investing or income investing, you're also basically looking at very, big, strong companies, only that perhaps in terms of the growth rates, it might be much slower down, but nonetheless, they are also, you could call them, they're large, huge market capitalization companies, where they pay out very constant dividends. So if you are adopting the the dividends income investing method, you are also looking into receiving in some form of passive income. So on a could be quarterly, half yearly, a dividend payout that the company would actually provide to their shareholders, right? So when we actually examine in deeper into these two different strategies, I would like to share some of the considerations that you also want to take note of. So of course, when we are looking at dividends or income investing, usually you're also looking at companies where since they are already quite mature, right, there are also companies with very strong track record, right, usually more than 10 years, and they've been paying increasing in terms of the dividends payout. And of course, usually they will actually pay I would say increasingly in terms of their dividends also. But however, this also means that probably some of these mature companies, the fact that they're actually giving out a lot of dividends also in a way suggests could be, and that explains also why their growth rate is a bit slower, is that probably they're also could be a maturing, saturated industry, or it also could be means that the company in this case, they may not have a very, I would say, very strong term strategy in terms of their research and development, or in terms of innovation and things like that. So this could be some of the possible reasons why in this case the companies also choose to just pay out dividends to reward their stakeholders. On the other hand, when you have value investing, where these companies also tend to have very strong either very strong economic mode, also they could be also quite of a large market capitalization as well, but they're in a growth stage also, could be there, there's lots of untapped values also that is waiting to be unlocked, right, in the market. So this kind of companies, you could look at in terms of their earnings and earnings and revenue numbers, and they're actually increasingly, right? And however, one of the sites that you might actually notice is that they may not pay a lot of dividends also. So just example, Apple also, they used to be, they do not actually pay a lot of dividends, but in fact they were holding on to the cash or return earnings also, and trying to reinvest back into the business. So that in that sense actually allows the company to generate a higher, I would say, in terms of their returns on the invested capital. So they're able to generate a higher in terms of their the investment efficiency, right? So that was just one example. Of course, if now we go in terms of the funds, and in terms of the risk appetite, when we're looking at value investing companies also, at the same time, they also might come with slightly higher risk, in a sense that because you may not be able to pay out a lot of dividends over time, because the company is actually taking the funds to reinvest. So you're actually tapping onto the capitalization appreciation, right? Capital appreciation over the long period of time. And hopefully when we actually invest into strong fundamentals companies, we are actually riding over a period of time that these companies would then unlock the potential and the values over time, right? On the other hand, when you're looking at dividends income investing, right, usually in terms of the risk, okay, having said that, there's also amount of risk. I mean, if you look at Starhub, right, I mean, they actually overcommitted on their dividends payout. So that's also one thing to note. We don't want companies that over commit on their dividends payout also. But however, because of the fact that they're giving out dividends over time, periodically they're already rewarding back the stakeholders, at least you have also gotten some capital locked in as well. So those were some of the sides. Of course, between dividends and value investing, dividends investing usually you also will need a much higher capital outlay because of to enjoy in terms of the dividends yield and in terms of the returns. However, for value investing, usually because of you're trying to tap on the capital appreciation, hence actually you might need you can always enjoy a smaller investment fund portfolio to begin with. So I hope in today's video you actually got some of these useful tips and also learnings in terms of what's the difference between dividends investing and value investing. And of course, if you like this channel, please do like and also comment below on the channel below, and of course subscribe to my channel and click the bell notification button to get more updates. I'll see you in the next video.